Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sanjaya Thakshila de Silva, a nursing officer working at Dr. Neville Fernando Teaching Hospital, Malawi. I have 4 years experience in nursing and currently I am working at the psychiatric clinic. So today I am going to present my research, public attitude towards mental ill in a semi-urban area in Sri Lanka. These are my contents. My abstract is abstract number 39. According to the World Health Organization statistics, global burden of mental illness is rapidly increasing. This is same in Sri Lanka. According to the statistics of Ministry of Healthcare and Nutrition, the number of patients seeking treatment for mental disorders has increased over the past years. And it's very important to assess the public attitude, because the way people think about mental ill will determine how the people accept, interact with and treat the people with the psychiatric disorder. So it is very important to assess this in planning and implementing the care for mental ill people and policy making. So my specific objectives were to evaluate the variations of public attitude towards mental ill on gender and educational level, and to assess the perception of mental ill in the public of Malawi area. And I use descriptive, cross-sectional, quantitative research method. My population was the people above 18 years old who are living in Malawi North Ramilladari area from 1st of June 2015 to 7th of June 2015. My sample size is 120. And I excluded following people who are suffering from severe cognitive defects, and those who do not have the citizenship in Sri Lanka, and who are below 18 years of age, and who are not able to or not willing to communicate with the research. My area of study was Malawi North Ramilladari division, and I used self-administered questionnaire to collect my data. So Malawi area is a semi-urban area situated in Colombo district, and there are a number of important places situated in this area, like hospitals, universities, temples and schools, like that. These are the demographic details. So according to the results, the 33%, that is the majority of my respondents, were in 18 to 29 years old age group, and 18% were 30 to 39 years, and another 18% 40 to 49 years, 14% 50 to 59 years, and remaining 17% above 60 years of age. And when it comes to gender, 55% of the respondents were females and 45% males. When it comes to the educational level, 41% had the education up to ordinary level, and 36% up to advanced level, 8% diploma holders, and another 8% primary education, and 7% were graduates, and 50% of the respondent participants were employed, and another 50% unemployed. So this is how the participants responded to some of the statement of my questionnaire. The first one is people with mental health problems are weak and less reliable than others. 68%, the majority agreed with that. They thought that people with mental health problems are weak and less reliable than others. 20% disagreed. And the second one, it is difficult to work with a person who suffers from a mental illness. 64% agreed and 19% disagreed. Next one, having a mental illness is not different from having other type of illness. 74% disagreed with that. 10%, only 10% agreed. And people with mental illness are always dangerous and harmful to others. 47% disagreed. Only 24% agreed. Kind of positive attitude. And next one, people with mental illness also can spend a normal life as other people. The majority, that is 38%, had positive attitude. They agreed with that, and 34% disagreed. Next one, people with mental illness should not be given any responsibility. 42% agreed with that, and 38% disagreed. The best way to handle the people with mental illness is to keep them behind locked doors. 89% disagreed with that. Only 5% agreed. They were more positive in this statement. And the next one, mentally ill people are a burden on the society. 75% said no. Only 9% said yes. And next one, people with mental illness should have the same right to a job as other people. 46%, the majority said yes, and 29% no. And next one, it is easy to recognize someone who once had a serious mental illness. In this statement, 54% were neutral, only 22% agreed. Next question, do you think that hospitals or institutions for mental ill should be kept out of your neighborhood? 72% of the participants said no, and only 14% yes. Next one, would you be willing to choose someone who is mentally ill as your friend? 33% said no, they don't want to choose someone who is mentally ill as their friend, and 31% said yes. This is the percentage of positive attitude according to the gender and educational level. So when it comes to the gender, 46% of males were positive, and only 43% of females were positive. That means males were more positive than females, but the difference is not that significant. And when it comes to the educational level, the people who have a diploma, that group was more positive than others, and you can see that the higher the educational level, the higher the positive attitude. The people with primary and ordinary level education showed the least positive attitude. And when it comes to the age, the 18 to 29 years, the youngest group showed most positive attitude, and then the second, the age group more than 60 years. Those two groups showed more positive attitude than others. And the relationship, the people, those who had an immediate or close relative with a mental illness showed more positive attitude than those who didn't have any relative or any known person with a mental illness. So as a whole, majority of the participants showed positive attitude towards mental ill, and males were more positive than females, but there is no significant difference between. And those who were unemployed showed more positive attitude than the employed people, and people with higher education level were more empathic towards mental ill, and younger generation and the age group above 60 years showed more positive attitude, and the relatives of the mental ill people were more positive than the others. So these are my recommendations. I recommend public awareness programs to increase the awareness and the attitude of the people, and educating school children will be helpful, and mass media can do something to change the attitude, and further studies should be done, because I conducted this study in a semi-urban area, but we have no idea about the urban and rural areas. Therefore further studies should be done in order to assess the attitude of those people. So I acknowledge all the staff members of IIHS and all the participants and everyone who helped me in this study. These are my references. Any questions?